How do you tell the difference between procrastination and low motivation? Hi, I'm Dr. Rebecca Block, neuroaffirming executive function coach, and this question came up recently in my Spicy Brains Get Stuff Done course, and I figured if one person was wondering this, there might be some others that would find it helpful to think through as well. So here's how I find it helpful to think of the difference, although this is not some kind of hard and fast scientific rule. Procrastination is a stress response, right? We are finding a particular task or project stressful, whether from boredom, overwhelm, confusion, anything else. And so our brain is kicking it away to reduce our stress in that moment. It is a way of protecting us from a stressor. Low motivation, especially if you're thinking about motivation in terms of things like self-determination theory, which is the area of psychology that I find it most useful, is more about a state of being over a period of time in a given context. So if a particular context is not supportive of the things that you need to have sustaining motivation, then you are unlikely to feel motivated in that context repeatedly over time across various projects or tasks or activities. And that's what makes it different from procrastination. Certainly these two are not mutually exclusive. You can both be in a context that you find overall low motivating and that be more likely then that you're procrastinating and you're finding more things stressful. But why it can be useful to distinguish between the two is in thinking about what strategies you want to tackle first. If you're in a context where overall you tend to feel low motivated, right? So say it's at your job or it's within a certain area of responsibilities within your job, then instead of worrying about, well, what am I going to use each time I'm procrastinating, paying more attention to what can I do to build up my overall motivational supports. So what can I do to feel more confident in my abilities and like those abilities are recognized and seen, or like I'm developing the ones that I need to. What can I do to increase my sense of belonging and connection to people in this context about the goals I'm trying to achieve here? And what can I do to increase my feeling of meaningful choices, like I get to have real meaningful choice about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so that I can have that sense of autonomy? And finally, what can I do to support my healthy dopamine levels in terms of sleep and healthy screen use and enough movement to keep my body in a good place to even be producing the neurochemicals that allow me to feel motivated in the first place? Paying attention to those foundational supports when you think you have a more foundational challenge is going to be more useful most of the time than just continuing to do those quick, take an aspirin kind of responses to individual moments of procrastination. If, however, overall you feel motivated in that context and you are just grappling repeatedly with procrastination, then paying more attention to, why do I keep getting these triggers and these stressors around feeling like these tasks are really boring and therefore I need to avoid them, or these tasks are really overwhelming and therefore I need to avoid them, is more useful. Okay, so I hope that mini lesson was helpful. I have deeper stuff about both the motivation ABCDs and procrastination tips and strategies and other places on the web. So if you have questions, feel free to ask for them. Meantime, I hope you're having a great day.